Okay, so welcome to the gardening channel. I'm your host, Mike Ventura, and I kind of give you a little bit of an update on what's going on with the garden. First things first, I want to show you folks something I've got back here, a soil thermometer gauge. Get a little closer for you. And you notice what that's measuring is the temperature of my soil. And as the soil gets closer to 55 degrees, that's when life inside the soil, some of the life inside the soil, specifically beneficial soil fungi, starts going into a bit of a resting stage. So I really watch this and see when it starts to drop. And you can get this on the internet or maybe through your local home improvement stores. It's a really cool tool to use in the garden as far as, just watching soil temperatures. So in my garden is actually about maybe 6 to 7 feet deep by about maybe 30 feet in length. But some of the keys to success that I use in my garden is I have really good sunlight amount coming through, full sun all day long. Super good drainage inside my soil. I amend the soil. You might notice also I keep the leaves off of the soil. Okay, and that's really important because I don't want to have any kind of pathogens attacking these new young leaves as they're getting going. Also, what I use on my fertilizers. I use organic fertilizers. I use, as I mentioned in the previous video, I use gromulch, I use blood meal, and I use bone meal. And gromulch is the organic component that I put inside my soil at least twice a year. Usually around in March is when I put an application of the gromulch down, and then I combine that with blood meal, which is organic nitrogen, and then I combine that, all three get combined also with bone meal, which is the organic phosphorus. So all three of those organic components get mixed into my soil after final frost. Okay, I don't want to have any more cold weather coming through. That way when the root system is going, it's just picking up the nutrients. I don't take a chance of getting frost damage. That's my butter crunch lettuce, and you can see from previous videos how much bigger it's getting. I usually harvest the butter crunch lettuce about twice a week, and it's doing just great. It's just doing phenomenal. You notice nice color. Also want to show you folks something, and this is how you can kind of tell when you're getting good moisture being picked up by the root system. Pan back a little bit here. Okay, you notice like when you bend the stem down and the stems come right back up, that is called turgidity. And we'll move over to this larger plant over here. This is my broccoli. You see when you bend it down, you see how the leaf comes back up? That turgidity is actually telling me that I'm getting plenty of good moisture through my root system and getting pumped throughout the entire plant. That's what causes that leaf to be able to, the stem to be able to extend out, kind of like a piece of plastic. So when it bends down, it snaps right back, and that's what you want. You want to make sure that root system is really functioning to the best of its ability. And by using bone meal, which is the organic phosphorus, I get plenty of phosphorus inside of my soil. Also, by using the gromulch, I introduce a lot of oxygen. And that is really, really important. And you can see also at the bottom, I keep the leaves away from the soil. That way the leaves aren't touching the soil. And that comes in very handy because it keeps the pathogens down. These are some young broccoli I planted back in over here. And they're off to a really good start. Here's some more there. And we got some more over here. And I notice I've got a little bit of looper damage, so I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for these guys, but the plants are still doing really, really well. And I stay away from using any synthetic fertilizers, only because of the fact that as the soil temperatures start dropping, it can create a problem because I need beneficial soil fungi to convert. That's why I really like using organic fertilizers, and that's where the blood meal comes in. You can also use a product called cottonseed meal. Both of those are organic forms of nitrogen and do really, really well with either one of them. But the key is the timing. You want to get these products in the soil after the soil temperature starts warming up above 55 degrees, and then you don't want to put them out as the soil temperatures begin to crash or start dropping, because then you're probably not going to get the response out of it. Okay, so this just kind of gives you an idea of some stuff you can do to the soil. You might notice also I use my mulch which insulates the soil very, very well. I do have drip irrigation in here, and we talked about this in a previous video. And there's a drip tubing. And in my case, it's connected right to the riser, and I just run it throughout the garden. What I do want to emphasize though is once you get going with the garden, I check my garden every single day. So get in the habit of looking at the garden every day to see how it's doing. Okay, and with that, if you like my video, please subscribe. Again, it's the Gardening Channel with Mike Ventura. Thank you very, very much. Have a very good day and good luck with the fall garden.